Good evening and thank you for joining us. We're coming to you from the Kampala Serena Conference Center, and tonight we'll be talking about cancer and chances of survival. Now, cancer is one of the most chronic diseases in the world today, and breast cancer is the most common type of cancer worldwide. In Uganda, it is the second or third most common type of cancer. Last year, an estimated number of 2.1 million new cases of breast cancer was recorded, with 627,000 deaths as a result from this disease across the globe. The incidence has been rising steadily in the last years due to increase in life expectancy, increased urbanization. In this case, the World Health Organization marked October as the month for breast cancer awareness. We've clearly already stepped into November, but when I heard about Shanita Koyalabye's story, I thought it would be important for us to still speak with her and just get a feel of what it actually means when they tell us to go and check for breast cancer. So I'll quickly introduce my guests for this evening. We have Shanita Koyalabye. Thank you, Shanita, for joining us. And then we have Dr. Patson Makowere, who is from Nigeria Hospital. He's a lecturer at Makerere University Department of Surgery. Thank you so much, Dr. Makowere, for coming. All right. Let's say it as it is. Once again, thank you for joining us. Shanita, I'll quickly start with you. Just tell me your story.
For me, it all started like a normal day. I woke up with pain on this side of my body. Then I went to work. I didn't pay attention to anything. So when I went to work in the evening, the pain was different. This time it was so painful than it was in the morning. So I went back home and I undressed. When I touched my breast, there was a lump. I didn't call it a lump at first. I was like, there is something hard. And I didn't pay attention to that. In fact, my day went on, I was still smiling.
Do you normally do checks on yourself, or was this a one-off because you had pain?
I've never done any. I've never done any. But when I'm breastfeeding, holding my breast, I've never felt any lump in it. So this time around, it was different. But I was still energetic and I didn't worry about cancer because I was hearing about cancer, but I never knew that breast cancer would be one of my portions someday. So the pain did not go away for 2 days. Then I went to some health facility and I met a doctor. They told me to go for a breast scan, which I did. And everything from the results was normal, just because there was a solid mass, but was well defined. And they termed it a fibroadenoma, not cancer. But the pain didn't go away. My lump was painful from day one. So I had to go back for further checkups. This time around, I saw a gynecologist who told me there was nothing wrong with it. Maybe because I was still breastfeeding. By that time, I was still breastfeeding my boy, who's now 2 years. He told me, you just have to go home and relax. Don't have to worry about cancer because I was just 25 years and I was breastfeeding. He told me there's no way you can get cancer at 25, breast cancer at 25. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
How far back was this?
5 months ago.
Okay.
And the doctor told me, go and relax for 3 months. But the pain was still there. So I used to go back for painkillers. Every time I went there, they were giving me strong painkillers. I would take painkillers, but after taking like for 1 hour or something, the pain would still come back. And then I went back after the 3 months they gave me, and they told me I had to see a surgeon. So they directed me where I could find Dr. Makowere.
So this doctor who said go see a surgeon is the same one who said go and chill for 3 months?
Yes.
You can't have breast cancer because
at
you're
26.
26.
I was 25 by then. I just made 25 less than a month ago. And the pain would come and go, Mostly when I was going to have my periods, the pain was too much. So I was like, maybe, yes, this is a fibroadenoma. And it was very small. When they had ultrasound scans, it was very small. It was 2 centimeters by 1.4 centimeters, which was very small. I was like, yeah, it's not cancer. And I was also very worried to have my lump tested for cancer because just me thinking about cancer would make me freak out. I would get nerves, I would get butterflies in my stomach. So I was like, yeah, maybe this doctor is telling me the right thing because he was telling me what I wanted to hear. So I went to some facility to see Dr. Makowere. He touched and he told me, how old are you? I was like, I'm 25, but I'm making 26 soon. I was like, okay, we should do a biopsy. Biopsy means they are testing for cancer. I was like, I told him, doctor, I think everything is going to be fine. He told me, yes, everything is going to be fine. Looking at the scan results and everything is going to be fine. You don't have to worry. He's good at giving hope. He told me, don't have to worry. So it was a Friday, then on Saturday, the whole weekend I had functions, so I could not go for the biopsy. On Monday, when I was supposed to have the biopsy, I was sick. I couldn't do it, so we postponed to Tuesday. Tuesday I went, and I was very positive. It was just a fibroadenoma, because fibroadenomas are very common in girls 20 years to 30. So I was like, yes.
You've done a lot of, is this Google knowledge or are you
telling
genuinely
you
a
Google.
scientist?
It's Google, it's Google. And I was reading so much, but I was hoping for something different. When we had the biopsy, they took it to some lab, so I had to wait for 5 days. But the 5 days were a waiting, like a whole year of waiting. Because I would sit there and I was like, now what if I have cancer? I have two kids, one is 4 and one is 2. And I was like, these kids are so young. Because what I've been knowing about cancer, before I was diagnosed with cancer, I thought cancer was a death sentence. Anyone who has cancer, just know you're going to die. That is what I thought. So I was like, now I have cancer. I will not.
And this was before the results came?
Yes.
Dr. McCovery, why was the age a factor for even the first doctor to say you definitely can't have cancer at 25?
Generally in Uganda, I would say that worldwide, we expect older women to have breast cancer. But in Uganda, I think the average is between 30 and 50. However, we have seen someone of 17 years. And we normally say cancers don't read books. So whether someone is young, you always have to do full checkup. Full checkup means do scans, and if necessary, remove a small sample and rule or confirm cancer. So age may be a factor, but it's not 100%.
Okay.
And I must add that in the hands of an experienced, especially surgeon, you can highly suspect. I do highly suspect when I examine. And also on the scan, if done by experienced radiologist, they can give you certain features which can point to possibility of cancer.
Even before a biopsy is done?
Even before biopsy.
What are the statistics like for Uganda for breast cancer?
Generally, breast cancer in Uganda is number 2. It used to be number 3, but now I think number 2 after cervical cancer. And I think in 2018, we had a total of about approximately 60,000.
60,000 women countrywide?
Yes, with breast cancer. Out of those, I think 4,000, 5,000, there were new cases. So it's quite a common problem.
And the chances of survival?
The chances of survival depend at what stage we pick this disease.
Okay.
Generally, for up to stage 3, the chances of survival are quite high.
Right. So what stage was Shanita?
I'm not sure whether you are at liberty to tell the audience, but it's between stage 2 and stage 3. But we expect a very good outcome.
What does stage 1, in my mind when she's talking about it, I just thought, okay, isn't that like stage 1? So what does stage 2 and stage 1 look like if that's stage 2 and 3?
It is just a small lump in the breast, usually below 3 centimeters. And usually with time, if it goes beyond that and it starts going near armpit, then we talk of stage 2 to 3. And then we have got the last stage where the cancer goes beyond the breast. It can go in the lungs, can go in the bones, it can go anywhere.
Do you get more women coming and saying, I've been checking myself and I think I have this something? Or is it that they come for something else and you eventually tell them you might want to?
95% will come with already a lump in the breast. However, there are few when we are doing other examinations, just we land on it. But it was not their primary reason for coming to hospital. So there are those incidental cases, but by and large, over 95%, they come with lumps already.
Already. Shanita, forgive me for interrupting your story.
Okay.
Please carry on.
Then for the 5 days, I had to wait, but I was very nervous. I would read. The doctor told me not to read so much. I was reading Google. I don't know this time around. I've done so many tests. But for cancer, I got a different feeling, and I thought, yes, I have cancer. Even before I got cancer, I knew I had cancer. So I called the doctor on the day I was supposed to pick up the results. No, before. I was like, doctor, I'm very worried that my results will be out tomorrow. He told me, no, don't worry, everything will be fine. Just keep strong. So he told me I don't have to go, he will go and pick them myself. He will go and help me pick the results. So in the morning, when I opened up the shop, I was like, now what am I doing here? I have to wait until 2 o'clock when Dr. Makobre gets time to go and get the results. I was like, no. I'm not a good timekeeper. I usually don't keep time. But this time, I called the lab and they told me the results will be out at 11. I was at the lab by 10:30. I was at the lab by 10:30, and I like talking to so many people. I like making friends. So I went and I saw the pathologist plus some, I think it was the secretary. And we talked. I was like, have you guys ever been there and you're waiting for results of a certain disease and you get more like 15 diseases in just one body? They're like, that is not possible. I was like, now I have 10 diseases here. I don't know my results, but I was very confident there was something wrong. When I looked at the secretary printing out, it was invasive ductal carcinoma. I know carcinoma means cancer. I was crying, but I wasn't crying. Tears weren't coming out. So I had to go and get a border. I called the doctor. I was like, it's like I have cancer. He told me, no, don't worry. You come and we see. I told him I have cancer. He told me, why did you read my results? Because I was reading grades, and I like, now I'm at this stage. He told me, no. Can I talk to someone? Not you. Can I talk to someone like my husband is coming? So I met some girl, she's called Isabel at Nigeria Hospital. She was the very first person to give me hope. She told me, you don't have to worry. You have seen women who go through this. You will be fine. I was like, look at my kids. I had my phone. They are my kids. I was like, look at them. They are too young. I'm going to die. It's like, no, you will not die. You will be fine. I cried along Nigeria Highway, like the road. I cried. The doctor didn't realize that because he was in the office. But I cried walking, raising up my hands, saying, God, give me that strength. God, give me that strength. Because at first I thought, when I was diagnosed with cancer, trust me, I was going to commit suicide there and then. Because I was hearing so many stories about cancer, the way cancer eats you, the way cancer does that. I was like, if I have cancer, I think I'll kill myself, because I would not let my kids see me go through that pain. I would not let my husband go through that pain for all the years or months I'll be around, because at the end of the day, I will die. So I cried. Cars would stop, taxis stopped, borders stopped. And I was looking at them and I was like, do they really know what I'm going through? And then all of a sudden, I was like, now I have cancer. What am I going to do? At the end of the day, I still have life. I can walk, I can do so many things. I had to decide to either live a positive life or negative life. That is where my strength came from. I was like, no, I'm going to live a positive life.
How far had you walked along Nigeria Road?
I can't even tell. I cannot tell.
All right, let's take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. We're here with Shanita. I'm sorry, I keep laughing, but it's because
okay.
You're very dramatic the way you're explaining all of this. So you eventually go back to the doctor's office?
Yes.
All right.
And I was waiting for my husband to come. So when he came, it was like he was told that your wife has given birth to twins. He didn't care because he has seen it all when it comes to breast cancer. He told me he has friends in the Newcastle organization. In fact, the doctor also told me that you will be fine. There are so many women there. You should go and join that group. So my husband came. It was like I'd given birth to twins. It was like, you'll go through this. You don't have to worry. Everything is going to be fine. You're going to be fine, dear. I know. Cancer, it's not a death sentence. In fact, he didn't see me cry. I cried for only that time when I realized I had cancer. I've never cried again. So he talked to Dr. Makobore and he told him, doctors, I've seen it all. Okay, it's bad news that she has cancer, but I'm very confident, 95% she's going to be fine. You just go to Nakasero Hospital and have a CT scan, and then we just see where the cancer is. When I reached Nakasero Hospital, I don't usually go to hospitals, but then I saw so many people in conditions that you can't compare to mine. So when I was supposed to do, I first did a kidney test to see if my kidneys are fine. So the guy who took my blood sample was like, hello, madam, how are you? I'm fine. So, what is wrong? Because I have cancer. Confidently. I was like, you have cancer? Kwanza, yes, I have cancer. When did you realize? Now. I was like, really? Kwanza, yeah, I'll go through this. My doctor tells me. I was like, who's your doctor? Dr. Makobore. I was like, yeah, I know him. Kwanza, yeah. He told me I'm going to go through him. In fact, the other strength I got was from the doctor. He told me I'm going to go through it. That way he said plainly, 95%, that's a very big chance. I was like, yes, I'll go through this. The guy was like, Shanita, all the best. I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. When I did a CT scan, some girl who was attending to me passed by. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. I was singing gospel songs. And some guy came back and was like, yeah, I was singing gospel songs because I knew I'll go through all this. The girl loved me so much and she told me, you're going to be fine because you're strong. I was like, yes. But deep down, the strength would come and then I would get also mixed feelings and I'm like, okay, my kids, my husband. But through it all,
you were strong.
Yeah.
Dr. Makobore, how do you tell? So Shanita comes to you and she has her lab results.
Yes, please.
What is the explanation for her kind of cancer?
Usually it's better, as I try to advise her, when she comes and she doesn't know the results. In fact, I was so worried that even you could be knocked by a car. I think we had one scenario where someone even threw themselves at a moving car. So it is always better to get some counseling before handing over the results. Of course, with time, you get experience of how to break the bad news. And that's the experience what we have gathered over the years. So it is usually better if they are accompanied by someone close for emotional, psychological support. I think in your scenario, I had to wait until the husband came in. So it is a skill you pick up with time, how to pass over the news.
How is it that the results are handed to her?
That shouldn't be the normal, but some people, of course, because she couldn't wait longer, she had to go. And actually, it's our practice. But in some centers, actually, the results are stapled with staples, and you cannot open.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Shanita had stage 2, 3?
Between stage 2 and stage 3, because you always not be exact, but we know it is between stage. Of course, we come to that conclusion after carrying out the ones she was narrating to you.
At Nakasero Hospital?
Yes, so we carry out the scans from the chest to the lungs and any other possible area where the cancer goes.
What was her results like that then determined?
From our results, what we have is that the only cancer had gone as far as here, as the armpit. So we put that one between stage 2 and stage 3.
Okay. And yes. Then, so what happened next for her?
Well, I don't know. She's very good at.
She's making me laugh so hard. So I don't know if I'm getting the story.
You want to go further?
Yeah. Okay. So that very day on Tuesday when I got the results, my doctor told me we have to be a mastectomy, cutting off the entire breast. But then he had to first confirm the CT scan results. So I was like, it's okay. Because he told me I'll have a chance of getting better when the breast is off because it had gone to the armpit. So I was like, it's fine. So on Thursday I had to wait. In fact, did I even wait? I was telling Stephen, let's go to the hospital because we had to organize and take my kids to Chisasa. That's where my parents stay, to a nearby place because they're not used to being alone. So we went first, dropped them to Chisasa, then we continued to Nigeria. I was not worried. I was not scared because I've gone through so many surgeries. I've had 2 cesarean sections. And one was full anesthesia, so I was going to have a full anesthesia as well. I was not worried about that. So, in fact, even before we had the operation, we talked a bit. And then I got out of the room. No, I got back to my senses. And I was calling on the doctor.
Wait, this is after the surgery?
Yes.
Before the surgery?
Before the surgery.
Do they take them through some kind of counseling?
Yes,
sure.
Yes.
Okay.
But I was already strong. I think I didn't give him hard time.
What was your biggest fear?
My biggest fear was dying, not because I was going to lose my, but it was dying that I have cancer, because that is what I knew first. That when you have cancer, you're going to die. But that is not the case anymore. There are so many improvement treatments for cancer. Even the doctor gave me strength, and my husband as well. I was like, I'll go through it, because there are so many women who have gone through this.
Okay. Do we have a lot of mastectomies happening in Uganda?
Sure. Since the beginning of the year, I could have done over 10.
10 mastectomies. Isn't that, how do you prepare a woman for something like that? Okay, a family really.
There are usually, of course, 2 factors. There's fear of cancer and fear of surgery. As you know, when you are told that you are going for an operation, that alone sends shivers down your spine. So, of course, we counsel them, and sometimes we work with counselors to do the counseling for surgery and for cancer. And because of the benefit, when she came over, I think she visited an 8-year-old who had had the same operation. So sometimes we use someone who has gone through to kind of motivate, and usually they do well. We have not had any issues with that kind of surgery.
I'm thinking of a woman who is then thinking, I have to, that means I won't breastfeed, you know, those kinds of worries.
Yes, those ones are there, but she could still have kids with one breast. It is possible. When she has gone through the full treatment, she's still young, she can still have kids.
Okay. Please continue with the story.
So when the doctor told me he's going to cut me off, I agreed. I think I didn't give him hard time.
No.
I did not. So after, when the surgery, when the anesthesia is leaving you, like when you're coming back to your senses, I was only calling Dr. McCoy because he was the last person I saw. So my caretaker was like, you didn't even call your husband, you didn't even call for me. And I was like, it's the doctor I was with. So when I came back, I thought I was still in the theater. And I was having some pain. Of course, it was painful. Then I progressed well. They gave me a lot of treatment. In fact, Nigeria Hospital, the staff, they were there for me. All that time, they would come, tell me, you're going to be fine. That is what I needed. So during the hospital stay, I even got these visitors who would come. Cancer. I saw cancer that way. There was some woman in the market who had cancer. The other woman died a very bad death, like seriously. She was fat like you, and the bones were all out. Cancer. There's no one who gets better with cancer. But I didn't listen to that. I was like, if there are those women they don't know of that made it out, I'll also be one of them. Yeah, of course I'm going to be one of them.
How long usually do most women take before they make the decision to agree to the mastectomy? Because this was 2 days, right, for you?
1 day.
1 day?
Yes.
Yeah, it varies, of course, usually from the support around and the advice. We have always had a scenario of a professor of Makerere, whom once we diagnosed and recommended surgery, she took off and went somewhere in Busoga, in a shrine. But we are lucky, some of our professors knew her. So they had to drive down there and convince her. I think it took like a month. We also have another scenario where diagnosis was made. And of course, that's one of the challenges we have with cancer care. There is a lot of misinformation, and people usually advise towards herbs.
Yeah.
I think we had a scenario where about a year, someone was on herbs, but the situation was getting worse. So when they realized they were being conned, they had to come back, and we start from there. Unfortunately, when you delay, the chances of survival are very minimal.
How quick is that progression of cancer? Does a day make a difference too?
Yes, with cancer, in a day means a lot. And of course, it also depends at what stage. If you're already at stage 4 and then you delay further, then the situation is worse. But maybe stage 1 can buy a bit of time. But I think there's still a lot of misinformation. So it's a big challenge to cancer care.
What's the biggest fear for most women about if they find out they have cancer?
The biggest fear is cancer itself, and it is a common belief that once you touch cancer, it will spread. So that's why if someone has something here, they would rather not touch it, because there is a fear that once you touch it, if you wanted to live for 1 year, you will live for 1 month, which is not true.
Yeah, I think it's psychological, isn't it?
It is. But if you are lucky and you have cancer here and it has not gone anywhere, the best is to take out that part. Okay. Yes. So the fear is always, if the lump is touched, then it is going to spread very fast.
But that's a lie.
That's not the truth.
All right. Well, let's take another short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. We are coming to you from the Serena Conference Center, and we've been joined in the studio by Stephen Bidde, who I'm sure you might know from the morning show and also from KFM, who is Shanita's husband. But Stephen, explain this reaction to, she says it felt like you're having twins.
Indeed, I had to, because I knew now I was the first person, because even the doctor wanted someone very close to her. I knew I had to come in with that kind of expression for her not to feel really that I'm really gone. Now all the chances are now no more. So I had to come in with that kind of excitement just to cool her down, because I knew when she called me that telling me that I have cancer, I knew now, okay, I just told her, it's okay. Because I knew at that particular moment, if I didn't calm her down by giving her that moral support, maybe she would also completely lose hope. But I had to come in with that just to show her that maybe it could even take like one or 2 months for you to get okay.
To be okay.
So I just didn't want to have.
But what were you really, really feeling?
Deep down, I felt scared, but I didn't want to show her.
But what were you really, really feeling? Forget about what you didn't want to show her. What were you thinking?
Now, I knew she was going to have life. I knew she wasn't going to die now. I knew she could even die of any other disease, not about cancer. I knew there was medication for cancer. But then, I was worried about the kids. Because I spend most of the time busy, and I know she'll be there for her, for the kids and for me. But then, I was like, okay, now would this be a task for me if she's down, if she's on maybe treatment? Because I knew it's not something that's going to be on bed for just a week.
Okay.
I knew it was a journey.
And the discussion on having the mastectomy, was this a conversation, a family conversation, or it was, this is my body, I am going to decide mastectomy?
No, when the doctor called me in, when they told me to go to Nigeria Hospital, we had that chat on what we needed to do then, at that particular moment, because the doctor told us that, you know what, you need to do this as fast as possible. And then we had to take that from that very office, his office. We had to discuss how do we go about this, cost of treatment, how long will it take, and how we should be feeling. And then we agreed that, okay, if this is the only remedy for this particular problem, let's go ahead with it. We agreed. And in fact, when I reached the hospital, she was really more than ready for it. But the night before, when she went for the results, me, I felt something was not right. I was like thinking through the night, I didn't want to show her that I was kind of scared. But I knew, not because that she was the one with the heavy burden, but I knew it also in a way comes to me and the kids. And I was like, how will the kids, those who have been used to playing with her, now she has to go through that experience. Yeah. Maybe the journey wouldn't be easy. That was my main cause of worry.
Dr. Makobre, about when you're counseling, when a doctor is counseling, maybe Shanita, does the husband have to be present for this kind of conversation? Because I've read stories where she loses one breast and the man takes off.
Yeah, we always want to involve of course, the closest family. If not the husband, maybe the mother or the sisters. But I think it's always better for the husband, for the reasons he has given, for the husbands to be there.
Okay.
As to whether you stay or not, that would be a different matter.
Oh no, we're not questioning you.
Yes.
But how much does a mastectomy, like this kind of surgery, cost?
Well, it depends on where you go. It can range from free at Murago Hospital, maybe to a few millions. It could be 3, 4, 5, depending on where you go. It's not a standard fee.
Okay. Do you want to give us an estimate of what this looked like for you?
Just to chip in, I think most likely the insurance covered most of the cost.
Yeah, but maybe I can chip in. I think I should say I'm so grateful to the Nation Media Group, because I think it would have been would have taken longer when he told us that, you know what, according to the results, you need to go as fast as possible for this before the cancer spreads to other body parts. So I had to go back to office, and I told me that, but according to what I see, your insurance, the insurance can take care of this, and that was good enough, and that's why I'm so appreciative of the Nation Media Group.
All right. What's life been like after the surgery?
I'm trying to act no more. I'll be honest. I broke down of late when the doctor removed the whole plaster, because he would dress me when I'm just seeing something small. But when I saw everything, I was like, at 26, really? Why me? And when I showed him the sky, I was like, we have seen of accidents and all that. But given the fact I saw how it looked like and how I was looking with my breast, I broke down for some time. Yeah, and I cried for the very first time, privately still.
For the second time after the walk along Nigeria Road?
Yes,
okay.
This was the second time I was crying. But life after all this, I'm trying to cope up. I'm trying to stay positive with my kids. At the end of the day, I'm given life. I have to decide how I'm living it. So I decided to live a positive life, because I know I'm going to go through this. I know I'm going to beat cancer.
You know, the reason as to why I was trying to tell her like that is because I knew there are people who are living on only one leg, people whom you see visibly and know that, oh, that one has a problem. But for her, she can get even a plastic, called it plastic prosthesis. So I knew, at least for her, she has that comfort that she can walk or even move anywhere without anyone easily not seeing that she has one breast. So I knew, just take it easy. Yes, you have one breast, but it's okay. There are people living with even worse conditions than your life.
Are you getting a prosthesis?
Yes, I think I'm getting it tomorrow. But that is just put in the bra, just like to
so
balance.
When you're dressing up now, what is it like for you to balance your clothes?
Josephine, why did you ask that?
I'm curious, and I'm sure somebody else is.
Since I have been busy going to hospital and all that, I haven't gotten time to go to Mulago. Someone is going to give me that in Mulago. So what I do of late, I'm using Stephen's ties. I get 2 of his ties, they have huge boobs. I get 2 of his ties.
One of it causes the pain in the womb.
I know. Then I get a hanky, tie and make a round ball. Then sometimes I was at church and I was talking, try to keep a positive life. I was talking. The days were out in here. Someone was like, "God, what is that?" I was like, "Hey, my boob has come. I'm trying to fix it."
Okay. What's it like for you now, and also for the children? If they want to play around, do you still have pain? If they're jumping on you? 2 and 4 is quite an age, I think.
For my son, because I was still breastfeeding him, he comes and he enjoys sleeping. When he's sleeping, he wants to sleep here. Now I'm very, very mad at them. I don't want them to come. I don't want him to get close to me. And it's like, since he was hearing us saying, I would be like, "Mommy, bele uma, ojawana, ojawana." And sometimes I'm like, I just wish he knows what I'm having. I'm having cancer. But he doesn't know that it's cancer. So it's not easy, because I used to carry him around all the time. But these days I don't do that. I don't do that anymore.
You've stopped breastfeeding?
Yes, I had to stop immediately when I realized I had a lump, which I wasn't sure if it was cancer. I had to stop immediately.
If the baby was younger, would you have advised her to continue breastfeeding?
Yeah, sure, on the normal breast.
So even now?
The only challenge is that the treatment alone is quite intensive. You can think of surgery, then chemotherapy, so that alone even puts a lot of strain on the body. But when she's okay, we would encourage her to use the normal side to breastfeed.
But just when you're only caring about the kids, but also me,
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about you.
there are some rights I also have to go without. I have to also bear it. Hard, I know, but I don't know how much time. But also, it's not so easy on my side also. But so far, I have to go without some.
But you're coping. You are stronger than, you are saying how you are strong, and you said all these positive things.
I know, but
you just wanted to put it out there.
But I don't know how long.
Shanita, what would be your advice to a woman, to women out there, considering your experience?
I have one for women and one for the doctors as well.
Oh, let's start with the doctors. I'm curious to hear.
Now, for the doctor who told me that it would be, I went to several doctors, by the way. It was only him who came out positive. Others were telling me to relax. I just wish the doctor realized this, that any lump needs to be checked. I think I would have been at stage 1. But they told me to go home and relax for 3 months, put me to a third stage, and I lost my boobs. So the doctors out there, if anyone comes with a lump in their breast, don't care about the age, just take them to the labs and to have it checked. Let them have a biopsy immediately. This could save a life, even a breast.
Dr.
Yes.
Makowe.
I think she has put it so rightly and exactly.
Okay.
Not forgetting, when I was diagnosed with cancer, I went back to other doctors. I'm like, I'm going to sue you. They're like, now what? Your fibroadenoma turned cancerous. Now you're going to pay me. I'm in the third stage, and you told me to relax. I was like, really? I was like, it's okay, I was just kidding. But when someone comes next time, just have a biopsy instead of telling them to relax and wait for the cancer to spread to different parts.
I hope they listened.
I think he did, because I scared him.
All right. And for the ladies?
For the ladies, first of all, cancer is not a death sentence. We can come out of this, and there are so many women who have breast cancer. If you find something that is not usual in your breast, have it checked out. Checking won't cost a thing. People are like, I don't have the money and I don't have this. But when you have life, you can make all the money you want. But if you don't have life, how will you make that money? So I advise them to always go and have their breasts checked. There are some hospitals who even give it out for free, like free breast screening. Don't mind about the age, because I was told at 25 I cannot get breast cancer. Here I am, seated with breast cancer.
Survivor.
Yeah.
All right.
Survivor.
Stephen, do you want to say something as we close?
Yeah, I think I need to, first of all, tell her that I'll be there.
Thank you.
She shouldn't worry that because she's now living with one breast, maybe I will go out and see how.
The ones with 2 boobs.
First of all, just feel comfortable that yes, I said I will stand by you, and I will. And then also to the men out there, maybe you may still, I think you need also to encourage your women and stand by them. you need to go for that checkup. And maybe lastly is to thank you, Josephine, in person and NTV, for having us. I think this also encourages her more. And I also have to thank Nigeria Hospital because they were fast enough and they also helped us to at least reach this stage. The journey is still on, but we shall overcome.
Okay. Dr. Makore, would you like us to go on with knowledge about cancer? Yeah.
Yes, two things. Number one, I want to congratulate her. It takes a lot of courage, guts to come out and you speak the way she does. Moreover, you even put in humor.
Yeah.
So I like to congratulate her. Number two, I also want to thank her because they have not listened to misinformation. That's why they are able to make a decision very fast and everything is on course. As I told you, we have that challenge. Once someone is discovered, it can take a while, sometime when they are still being told, go here, go there, but not with Shanita. So congratulations, and I think she will do well.
Okay.
Yes.
I really would like someone to just emphasize the need for women to even do the self-test.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to take that.
Yes, all right. We encourage all the ladies always, especially in the second part of the cycle, to do breast self-exam, which basically means stand in front of a tall mirror, check anything abnormal, okay, and try to feel. If you are doing if it is on the right, use the left. Okay. Sometimes when you do like this, the breast becomes a bit tensed, and you can easily feel whatever is in, and then you change the opposite side. And as she has said, if anything is unusual, please do see a doctor as fast as possible. You know, we also have a challenge where someone discovers something and it takes more 3 to 6 months. I will go tomorrow because actually there is something unique with her. Normally, a cancerous lump does not pain. Okay, I need to emphasize that. So it is very common for someone to feel, I'm like, I'll go tomorrow. This weekend I'm busy. Next, and that can take 6 months. And as you know, every time you miss, the cancer is growing. So please take every lump in the breast very seriously.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Makore. Thank you very much, Shanita and Stephen, for taking the time to speak with us. And that brings us to the end of our show for tonight. Thank you for watching. NTV Weekend Edition is coming up next.